Hello. We, uh, you know who we are.
And you are watching #Truth with Scott Larson.
Roll it.
Watch it all fall down around you now. Was it ever really worth it? Having your kingdom crumble to the ground because you never had the courage. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up.
The stars of High Velocity Wrestling return with Arrival on Saturday, June 18th, live from the Municipal Event Center in Marion, North Carolina. Come see the HVW champion, the Greek Wolverine, Crucifix, the HVW Tag Team Champions, the New Age Villains, and much more. It's HVW's debut in Marion, and you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned to High Velocity Wrestling's social media for more updates, including match announcements, ticket information, and a lot more to come. We'll see you on June 18th.
There we go. High Velocity Wrestling, June 18th, this coming Saturday. Wow. It's coming quickly, man. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Definitely.
Without a doubt. All right, guys, I'm going to make a quick announcement. Welcome to #Truth. Tonight, I know if you've been paying attention to my Facebook page, I put up a post saying that I was going to have a me day. Well, everybody who knows about my health knows that, I have good days and I have bad days. So if you send me a message or you try to call me and I don't answer or I don't return that message within a certain amount of time, I'm taking a me day. That means I'm having a bad day, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But here we go, man. How you doing, Curtis? What's up, man?
I'm making it, brother. I'm making it.
You making it? Oh, come on now. I know better than that, man. I look up and I see you all over the place out there in the wrestling world, man.
Man, I'm trying, man. Trying to make it. Trying to make it out there.
Yeah. So I even see you're going to be going up to RWF coming up.
Sir. Yes, sir. Next Saturday.
Yeah, so you're going to be up in Tennessee. So let's see. I know you wrestle in Tennessee. You wrestle some in North Carolina. I think you've wrestled some in Alabama because you know my boy Roma.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute because you got a three-headed dragon there that you put up on my Facebook page that kind of threw me back. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I got all three of these guys signed up, and here they're a faction of some kind. Wait a minute. You got to explain that to me, man.
Yeah, man. God, how did it start? Okay, so man, I was at a one particular show, and and I just saw one of Roma's matches and was just like, you know what, that's a cool cat. And I reached out to him, and him and I, we made it click. And we just so happened to be wrestling for MAWA up in Kentucky. And
Okay.
and yeah, man, we just hit it off, and before I knew it, man, we were the AIWF Mid America Tag Team Champions, and it's been on and popping from then. And then let me see, Tyrese, while I was out sick, because I was sick for a long time, Roma and Tyrese, they end up becoming a tag team, and they've been running amok, man, all up through Alabama, through Georgia, Tennessee, man, just doing the most. And before I knew it, I was just like, wow, so it's all three of us now, and we just made it work, man. And now we are a faction now, man. We just getting out here, and we're about to start knocking heads, man, trying to get our names out there.
Right. I got you there, man. It's now you just added Kentucky to the list of states that I was just saying a while ago. So, man, I mean, you're getting around. Now I'm going to apologize to your wife who came on the show last night or Wednesday night, and I should have recognized the name. Please apologize. I know she's probably watching or listening. I apologize deeply for not remembering her gimmick name. I remembered her real name, but when she popped up that gimmick name, for some reason, man, with all these drugs I'm taking, I I couldn't remember it to save my life. And then when she told me, I felt so bad. Dude, I thought about that. I woke up last night. I'm not even going to lie to you. I woke up last night thinking about that. I was like, man, I bet she's mad at me. She's one of the best women in wrestling. I mean, she was your valet. I know she wrestles.
No, she doesn't wrestle yet, man.
She doesn't wrestle? Oh, I thought she wrestled, but I know she was your valet, and she was, man, she used to put out some promos. Now, you talking about a woman who will scare you senseless. Watch Curtis's wife do a promo, man. She's got the robe thing going, and oh man, I won't forget it.
She compliments very well, man. She compliments me very well, man. I have to give it to her, man, because I mean, honestly, if it really wasn't for her gimmick, I don't think the God of War character would have popped as much as it has. As much as it has been, man, she definitely commit to it. So definitely.
Wow, that is great. And now I hear congratulations are in order. You guys have had a child, and she's right now being a stay-at-home mom. So all the power to her, man. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. So it's like, speak of the devil, man. Look at that. She says, it's all good. I'm not upset. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. And I can't wait till you get back to wrestling. I really can't. And I'm pretty sure Curtis feels the same way.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we have a little Curtis Black Jr., man.
That's cool, man. So how hard was it to convince her to give the baby your name, to be a junior?
It wasn't hard, man. It wasn't hard, man, at all. She always wanted to have a little boy, and I think her and we had spoke about it, and she said that if she ever had a boy, she wanted to name him after his father. So I was like, hey, appreciate you. And Curtis Black Jr. came along.
She said, you'll be seeing me soon. I'm ready to run amok. I can't wait to see you run amok. That's going to be some fun stuff right there, without a doubt. The last time I saw you, sir, I believe it was up at the COVID Dome. That's been a while back, man. And I remember interviewing you guys. It had to have been a couple of years ago. It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute, man. Yeah.
Right.
Almost about a year, a little over a year and a half now.
Yeah, it's been about that long. As a matter of fact, I was looking last night, and I am 4 shows away from number 500. So yeah, wow. That's how long hashtag's been around, brother. It's still trotting along. This will be the 5th year, so yeah, it's been a fun run, without a doubt, man. So for all those guys out there, all these people out there who don't know who you are, man, tell us how you got started in professional wrestling.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so here in Charlotte, there's a company called XWW. They actually had a training facility, and started training a little bit with the Barbarian. He was a trainer there. The Warlord was a trainer there. And then I ended up meeting Arn Anderson when I was working at the YMCA. And he actually had a little bit of training with me. I remember taking a spine buster for the first time from him, and his exact words were, "If you can't get up from this, then you don't need to be in professional wrestling." And I got up and shook it off a little bit, and he was like, "Well, no, let's go work out." Okay, cool. So we lifted weights, and then he ended up telling me actually about a training school down in South Carolina, but I didn't really know what it was at that particular time, and so I just so happened just to move down in South Carolina. Never really thought about looking for one at all, because I was still doing MMA at the time. And,
right.
And I just so happened to look up, and there was the X Sports Complex right around the corner from where I lived. And I went in to go look for some MMA gear. I was looking for shorts,
right,
and 6-ounce gloves and all that other jazz. and just so happened to run into a guy by the name of Menace, who actually wrestled for C4W out of that particular building. And I ended up meeting AC Collins, who turned out to be my trainer, and he trained me from that point on. And then I got trained by Miss Fantasia. Love that woman to pieces, and it has been on and popping since then, man. No looking back, man, at all.
Right. So where if you had to pick a favorite place that you've wrestled, what would that place be?
Whew, man. Man, I've been all over right now, man.
No, I'm not. No, not to. I'm not. I don't want to put you on the spot as far as making other people upset, but you know, there's a ton of great places. But what is the one place that if you could pick, you know, if somebody said, Curtis, we're going to sign you and you can wrestle wherever you want, and I'll pay you to go wrestle there, where would that place be?
Honestly, man, I would have to say either New Japan or AAA.
He just said, boy, who are you? I don't know if she's talking to you or if she's talking to Samuel, because he's saying, what's up, Marks? It's all good. But yeah, man. And I woo, man.
Get a breath, man. Get a breath.
It's all right. I already told you it's been a bad day for me already. I'm trying to work it in. Yeah, I figured she was talking to Samuel. It's all good. So, how many years have you been in the wrestling business?
13 now.
13.
If you count the training, 13.
Okay, and I heard you speak a second ago saying that you trained. You're an MMA fighter also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So which do you find harder, the MMA side or the wrestling side?
Oh, God. I found wrestling to be a little bit more difficult starting out because, man, I was so used to tagging people in the face for real and just really laying it in and kicking people and trying to kick people hard enough to where I feel like I want to cut them in half. And then AC, he showed me how to be able to pull my punches. His philosophy was make them feel pressure, not pain. And so once I learned that concept, it was just pretty much focusing on that. And yeah, but wrestling started out very difficult for me. It really did. I
got you. Uh-oh. We got you, boy. I know you came on the other day when Chase came on with Roy, and we got your boy on here now. He said, I put butts in seats. I send people home talking about RWF, and I'd be danged if people walking through the door try and steal my spotlight. Get all the opportunities without earning them. Trust me when I say I'll see you soon. Uh-oh. What do you say to that, sir?
Good job. Good job.
Good job.
Good job. Don't worry, buddy. You will see me a lot sooner than you believe, man.
I like it. I like it without a doubt. I already said it. I said it on Roy's interview.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see you two one-on-one, man. I want Roy to hook that up. I would love to see Chase versus Curtis Black. That would be a great match.
It has to happen.
Oh yeah,
happen, man. This is predestined. This is predestined. See what Chase doesn't realize is that, man, look here, me getting out here, man, it was already predestined, man. I just had to get out here and make the moves, man. I had to lay the groundwork, you know. I knew I was gonna go. I knew I was gonna get out here and start knocking heads, man. It was just having to lay the groundwork, man. And now that the concrete has been laid, it's now time for the rubber to hit the road, man. And I'm not looking back, man. At all.
There you go, without a doubt. Now, are you going to be in that 20-man over-the-top battle royal there at RWF?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Oh, so you and Chase could go eye to eye in that 20-man battle royal.
Of course.
Oh, boy.
And
somebody's got to send me video, man.
Chase, trust me, brother, I would not be hard to find, and trust me, I would not be shying from nobody. You be the first person I look for.
Right, without a doubt, man.
Definitely.
So let me say this. Let's go back to when you were talking about your MMA days. You said that it was harder to be a wrestler because you had to learn to pull your punches and your kicks and stuff like that. Have you ever made the mistake of going all out on something and really doing some damage to a wrestler?
Yeah. I actually broke a kid's starting out. I actually cracked his lower ribs before, and I actually bust some dude's nose by accident out in California. I'm not gonna say it was a shoot job that he tried to do, but stuff happens. Let's just put it that way.
I bet he don't do it again.
I mean, whether he can breathe right or not, to this day, personally, I don't care. You know, it was stuff happens. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Oh man. Okay. I got people sending me stuff. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
Oh my gosh. You got Lee on here saying, hey, what's going on, Mr. Weldon? How you doing? Welcome to Hashtag Truth. Chase is still going. He said, I laid the sidewalk for the younger talent to walk on. 16 years doing what I do. You're welcome for your career. See you in the ring. I'll show you why I'm the best at tagging faces.
16 years in the game, buddy. Good for you. But trust me when I tell you, you didn't pave my path. My path is a whole lot harder to walk on. Trust me. You've never wanted to walk my path.
Lee said accidents happen. They do. They do. I mean, even if you're not an MMA guy, man, it does. Ron Emerson Jr. of the Wrestling Wire. You guys got to watch him every Sunday. He usually comes on at 4 p.m. on Sunday, but watch throughout the week because you never know when he's going to drop something on you. He talks about AEW, WWE, the whole 9 yards, and he also gets into the indies. So check him out without a doubt.
What's going on, Mr. Ron?
Lee said, I'm okay. I've been wrestling 26 years. There you go, man. There you go.
Good job,
I like
man.
that.
You still going? Keep it going, brother.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I love it. I love it. That's definitely old school right there. If he's been in the business 26, I mean,
Yes, sir.
woo, that's big time. So let me ask you, Curtis, man, you've been in the business quite a while. What would the Curtis Black of today, right now, tell the Curtis Black back when he started wrestling? What would you tell him?
Keep grinding, man. Keep grinding, because it was the grind. Honestly, it was the belief of people who didn't think that I would get as far as I have, that made me dig as hard as I did, if that makes any sense.
Right.
I've had people tell me that I would never amount to professional wrestling. I've had people tell me just stop and all that, and they never knew how I got started in this business, but I would always tell that individual, I would tell him, that young Curtis Black, keep grinding, man. Keep grinding, never stop,
Right.
and just keep your nose to the ground and just keep digging, because at the end of the day, man, there is a rainbow on the other side, and I believe I found that rainbow. It may not be AEW or WWE or New Japan or none of that jazz, but at the end of the day, I've paved my own path, and it's a respectable path that I can say that I'm proud of, and there are people that actually pay attention.
Right. Without a doubt, man. I know I'm paying attention. You wrestled in 5 different. There's very few wrestlers that, in their career, there's a lot of wrestlers out there that only stay to 1 or 2 states if they're lucky. And we've been talking for, less than 20 minutes, and you talked to me about 5 different states. So, that's right there in itself is an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying, man. You got to get out there, man.
Shay said, all seriousness, follow my career. We're a lot more alike than you think. There you go.
Hey, man, I'm following.
Ron Emerson said he's just sitting down to eat. You must have just got home from work, sir. Thank you for watching.
Ryan, I'm getting ready to eat when I get done with Mr. Scott here.
There you go. But Chase said, but you're more than welcome on my sidewalk, family. Lee said, yes, I'm 47. Started out when I was 16. Wow. Lee, hit me up. I'd like to put you on hashtag, brother. I really would. I don't have an opening until August. It'll be in August, but I'd love to put you on hashtag, man. Hit me up.
Lee,
does anybody know why
let me know
Stephanie McMahon left? I didn't even know Stephanie left. I haven't been paying attention to WWE. So Stephanie left, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, she did.
Wow. Chase wrote, I'm sorry to cover your face, bro, but Chase wrote a book. Exactly. Doubters will be there, dude. You got to be able to put in the back of your head, and you got to learn your own way to move on and do it what it is you do. People will always try and take you down because they want your spot. 10,000 wrestlers want one big time spot. That one spot needs different. What sets you different? You know what? I've said that. I've been saying that for 5 years. That's why I named my show hashtag Truth, brother. You hit that on the nose, man. All these wrestlers, you know, they got to find a niche. They got to find something that sells. They got to brand themselves. A lot of wrestlers out there, and Curtis, you've seen my show enough to know, you know, you got social. You guys are lucky, man. Talk to Lee here about, you know, and Curtis back in the day when he first started, they didn't have social media. They didn't have, you know, a free TV. They had to go out and shake hands and go meet people and by word of mouth, go here, go there. It wasn't like that. Nowadays, you've got everything pretty much handed to you, man, especially when it comes to social media. If you use social media as your TV, you can build your brand. Your brand can build quicker than your wrestling career if you know what you're doing.
Exactly. You're right. Absolutely right, man.
You would never believe I went to school with Brian Christopher Lawler. There you go, man. Without a doubt. I'm from right outside. Well, I'm not actually from right outside there, but I lived right outside of Memphis for a little while.
Okay.
And that's where I grew up watching wrestling. So I watched Memphis wrestling. So I'm big time old school. Memphis wrestling, you hardly had anybody coming off the top rope. So the Rolls Royce of wrestling, Bruno Royce is coming here, man. Now here's another guy.
Bruno?
Yeah, I'd love to see you hook up with Bruno and go one-on-one. That would be a cool match.
Oh man, me and Bruno, man, we've shared a locker room together, man, and we've definitely have definitely spoken, man. Matter of fact, that man has given me some tips before, man, and believe it or not, man, that advice actually got me through a match before, man. So yeah,
there you go.
Hats off to you, Bruno.
Oh, there you go. At least that I was trained in a solid wood ring. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Buddy, Lee, let me tell you something, man. When I was wrestling that C4W, man, we actually we didn't have a wrestling ring. We actually wrestled in a boxing ring. And trust me, I know that's a whole lot more stiffer than the actual wrestling. Yeah, try taking a superplex into a boxing ring. That's.
I bet the next day you were feeling pretty bad.
Let's put it this way. I think I cracked my tailbone twice.
Downtown Bruno. There you go, man. He's name dropping big time, boy. I like that. Oh, Lee said I've done that too, wrestled in a boxing ring. That's some crazy stuff right there, boy. Without a doubt. All right. Well, I'm gonna hit my first commercial break right here. And when we get back off the other side of that, we're gonna continue our talk with Curtis Black. If you have any questions for this guy, please put them up over here in the comments, and I will feed it to Mr. Curtis. I would love to hear some questions from the audience. Without a doubt, you can help me out tonight because, as you can see, I'm mumbling and bumbling, but Curtis is my man. He can get through this with me. I know he can.
Oh yeah, brother. Definitely.
All right, we'll be right back after this quick word, man, from Retro Toys and Collectibles.
This is 4 Foot Batman. And 4 Foot Batman knows the home of great collectibles at awesome prices. Retro Toys and Collectibles, movie memorabilia, Magic the Gathering cards, wrestling figures, Hot Wheels, the always popular Funko Pops, and much, much more. He knows the Hall of Collectibles is located in downtown Cherryville, North Carolina, at 400 East Main Street. Give them a call today, 980-989-5181. Retro Toys and Collectibles, the heavyweight champion in collecting.
Let me tell you guys, if you're ever in Cherryville, North Carolina, and you are a collectible, you collect anything, toys, comic books, collect things that have to do with movies, anything like that. You play card games, video games, the whole 9 yards, man. Go to Retro Toys and Collectibles. Go in there and talk to Cotton. He runs the place. If he doesn't have it there, he'll be able to get it. Trust me. He knows.
I heard you play Yu-Gi-Oh, brother.
Oh, man, I play Yu-Gi-Oh. Man, I'm a nerd, man. I play D&D, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering. I play all that stuff, man.
Scott, let me tell you, man, I got a good hero deck for you, buddy.
Oh, man.
I got a good hero deck for you, buddy.
Have you ever been online to play like on the PS4 or on the computer? They have online Yu-Gi-Oh now.
Man, I actually used to play online with what was the name of that website? I think it was called Bid for Power or something like that. Back in the day, a couple years ago, I used to play online with a lot of guys, man, where you could build your own custom Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
Right.
Yeah, man, I used to get down with it, man. Definitely.
Oh, that's a fun thing. Lee said, Curtis, add me on Facebook under Lee Weldon. He wants to hook up with you, man. Pretty
Definitely,
cool.
brother. Definitely, brother. As soon as this is over, I got you.
Michael King said, Pure Rules Wrestling. Are you interested?
Let's go.
Uh-oh. What is Pure Rules Wrestling, Michael? You're gonna have to let me know. I've never heard of Pure Rules Wrestling. You're gonna have to fill me in on that. Lee said my son bought $100 of wrestling figures in a box. There you go. That's how you collect all in one. Boom, just like that. There you go.
And I'm a major comic book fan, man. I actually collect comic books too.
Who's your favorite superhero?
The Hulk. Hands down.
Okay, the Incredible Hulk. Okay. So Hulk is DC, correct?
Marvel.
Okay. So you're a Marvel guy.
I'm a Marvel guy. I read all comics, but I mean,
Right.
at the end of the day, I'm just a Hulk fan. But I'm like a real collector of Spawn, the Hulk, Thor. I have a lot of Superman comic books, but I haven't really been up on the new DC comics yet. I'm still trying to catch up with the whole new, after the new 52 series and all that. So I'm still trying to catch up.
There you go, without a doubt, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Lee said he's got a replica of an NWA title, man. The NWA, that's some good stuff right there. I love the old NWA. The new NWA is okay, but the old NWA was I could watch that all day long.
Definitely.
Without a doubt. So would you consider yourself an old school wrestler or a new school wrestler?
Oh, man, I want to say I'm more of a hybrid, if that makes any sense, because I follow a lot of the old school ways. I just try to mix a lot of new school things with it. Like I grew up watching Nick Bockwinkel.
Nice.
Old school, and I know a lot of people may not like to hear his name, but old school Chris Benoit when he was like the Pegasus Kid.
Right.
Now,
I will say this because I'm a wrestling fan. Separate what happened outside of wrestling, but talking about his wrestling career, the man was one of the greatest. And if you get mad at me for saying that, so be it.
Yeah, I was a huge Chris Benoit fan growing up. Like I said, when he was the Pegasus Kid, I grew up watching Jushin Thunder Liger, Great Muta. I followed New Japan heavy. My granddad was a heavy WCW and New Japan guy. So I grew up watching a lot of those a lot of those guys growing up.
I didn't start watching WCW. I ain't gonna lie to nobody until the NWA hit. When the NWA hit, I remember Bash at the Beach when NWA was formed, and man, I'm telling you, it went from then it got stupid. What was it, a year and a half later or something like that? There was like 7 factions of the NWA, and it was like everybody was an NWA member. It was like, what?
Yeah, good God, man. Like when we started, I started watching it. My granddad had like old school tapes, like when it was WCCW.
Right.
And I grew up watching AWA, WCCW, NWA, New Japan, All Japan for a little bit, man. So I'm not gonna say I grew up in the business, but I grew up watching the business and studying.
Right.
So
and that was me. That was me. I mean, I've been podcasting for 5 years, but I've been watching wrestling for over 30. So
yeah.
it's and I started watching Continental Championship Wrestling when I was a teenager. So back in the day, the Nightmares, Dirty Dutch Mantel when he was in his prime back then and all that, man. I love them guys, man. It was fun. The Bullet Bob Armstrong, the Armstrongs, all them guys. That's what I grew up watching. So, and I have the whole collection in a drawer right over there on the other side of my room. Every Continental Championship Wrestling match, I've got like 12 videos that has every match when they were running. But they're still running today, but it's not the televised, Continental Championship Wrestling like they had back then. But man, Gordon Soley has always been my hero, bro. The announcer for
a long time, buddy.
Yeah, Gordon Soley was actually one of my heroes that got me started in wanting to do what I do here. So, watching him and doing his thing, and the only problem I didn't know till probably right before I started doing hashtag that he was actually a drunk. He would be up there on the stage. If you watch Continental Championship Wrestling back in the day, there's a stage up there, and he had his podium up there. And from what I'm being told, there was always a bottle of Jack Daniels and a glass right up under that podium, man. And when them cameras went off,
how can you believe it?
I don't know how he pulled it off, but there's tons of stories out there about that, man. So it's got to be true, or if it's a lie, there's a lot of people lying.
Hey, I doubt it, man. I doubt it.
Lee said Jerry Lawler, Kamala, Tojo, Jackie Fargo. Oh man, Billy Wicks, Brickhouse Brown, Terry Bryant, Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Jarrett, Jeff Garland, Nature Boy, Bobby Landell. Oh yeah, all of them guys, man. I grew up on that.
Man. I remember in Charlotte, man, I don't think it was on TBS here in Charlotte. We used to actually get WWC.
Yes.
Yeah, man, World Wrestling Council. We used to actually get that every now and then. When the rabbit ears would be able to pick it up.
Oh, that was another thing, man. My daughter just passed by my room door here. Man, she didn't know. I told her, you don't know the struggle. She comes in here sometimes. I'm bored. She's got a TV in the room, a PS4. We got like 5 movie apps that she can watch. I'm talking about, you're bored, man. You should have lived back in the day when we did, man. 3 TV channels. And if you really wanted to pick something up, did you ever have to hold the bunny ears for your parents to watch a show? You had to sit back there and hold them.
Here, the bunny ears with the aluminum foil at the top of the antennas, bro.
Right. They don't know the struggle. She's got 400 channels she can watch. She don't know the struggle.
Really dope, man. I remember we used to have a TV where you had to turn it on the U, and then at the bottom you had the little
UHF channels, down there. Oh, and there was no remotes back in the day. You were the remote if you were the kid, man. Your mom would call you from your bedroom. Hey, my soap's on. Turn it on channel 4. Right?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. They don't know the struggle, man. They don't know nothing about it. We better get back to wrestling or everybody's going to turn us off. But that's some good stuff right there, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah. So how did you meet your wife? Because you and your wife have been working together in wrestling. How did you two meet?
Oh man. Well, let's see. I was actually filming a short film called Pit by Blood down in South Carolina, and she was actually one of the actresses that was there. I was actually the lead, and I remember she came up to me and was like, I want to be a wrestling manager. And so I reached out to Clyde Viper Harris, and she actually knew Clyde. And so he was like, just take her up under your wing and see what she can do. And I remember she gave me a promo, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah, right.
That promo was kind of hot. It was about a good 7 to 8 minute promo, but I knew right off the rip. I was like, yeah, she's gonna work. And it just hit off, man. And like I said, after that, man, it was no looking back, man.
The last promo I saw her do, I can't remember what she was talking about, but I can remember the way she looked. Like I told you, man, she had the robe on and she was walking. I can't remember. I think it was behind the COVID dome or something like that. But she was walking and she was talking about like magic and all this other stuff. Like she was some kind of magician or something. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this is gold.
You should have seen the promo she did when I actually was in the Ring of Fire. Man, I'll never forget that day, man, because I remember the hair on my arms got singed. But yeah, man, we did a Ring of Fire promo, and it just so happened to work because it had stormed that day, and the moon was out just right, and she did one hell of a job with that promo, considering that I was burning quite literally. But she did an awesome job, and yeah, man, that promo got so many hits that I remember Facebook literally forced her to have to take it down because I think it got over like almost 900 views in like 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and they actually flagged it as spam. It was like, no, it wasn't spam. It was all us, man, all us.
That was cool. That is totally. If you have a copy of that, I'd love to see it.
Oh, definitely. She has a copy of it, so I'll be sure.
Definitely tell her to send it to me because I'll definitely do it. Because what I'm planning on doing soon is I'm gonna have a show all about promos, and I would love to have that to show to show a good promo. You know what? And then I'm gonna have some that I'm gonna show and say, hey, this is what you don't do.
Yeah, she has it. I'm pretty sure she's watching. So
look at her! Look at her!
Surprise, man!
She's a sweetheart. Look at that. I can send it to you. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm definitely. And plus, I want to see your hair singe. I just got to see. It's the sicko in me. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking, man. Tony Fault, not the Rat, the Buddy. Oh my gosh, Ken Wayne. Danny Davis, the Nightmares. That's my favorite. That was my favorite tag team growing up. Was the Nightmares, man. Look at that. He's naming all of them out there. Yeah, Lee. That's a lot of names. But yeah, I watched every one of them guys, man. I loved watching. That's my style of wrestling. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, a kid that could come off the top rope and do a 640 or you know, all these amazing moves that they're doing. Don't get me wrong. I'll pop for them, but as long as they're in the ring telling a story, not just, you know, performing one move after another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let
my
me
high
ask
flying days are over, brother. I remember I cracked my leg and I damn near cracked my leg in 2 places. No.
Oh man. So if I had to ask you, of the years that you've wrestled so far, who has been your most memorable enemy to date?
Oh my God, man. I would have to say, man, okay, so the most memorable to date would have to be Mason Miles. Him right off the rip. I will never forget that match with Mason. Him and I've had 2 great matches, and that was back in the day. And I know that he's wrestling now for, I think, what, DPW and PWX. I would love to get in the ring with Mason one more time to we actually have a rubber match that needs to be done.
Okay,
And,
so both of you have a win against each other.
Yes, sir. And
Okay.
and Philip Queen, him and myself, Carson Queen. Sorry,
Carson, yeah.
Yeah,
Philip,
him-
Carson, same thing.
yeah. Him and I, we had a great match, and I didn't even know that it was his retirement match. So I kind of felt a little odd about it. And I would say,
But seriously, would you have done anything different?
I'm not gonna say anything different, but it was me and Philip. We had a really good friendship. We still have
Okay.
a really good friendship, and it just so happens that his transition into being a minister
Right.
hit home with me because when I'm not wrestling or anything like that, I'm actually a minister myself.
Okay.
So, yeah, it brought us a lot closer on that aspect, and I wish him all the best in the world in his journey with the Lord.
Right.
But I would have to say right now, Antonio Morgan. Yeah, that guy. I have to get in the ring with him one more time.
Great.
The
I would love this. Now, is there a place where we can go? Do you have any of your matches like uploaded to like YouTube or anything like that? Is there a place where we can go and see Curtis Black in action?
Yeah, man. You can find a lot of them with AWS, Alternative Wrestling Showcase. I've been with those guys now for a little over a year now. NGWA, Roma, and myself, we actually had a match that I actually enjoyed wrestling him, and that right there was just as. I look at this to see how far I've come because Roma. I mean, if anybody knows Roma, he's a real top-notch guy, and
He is.
Yeah, he's one of the absolute best. I can say between North Carolina and Alabama, he's one of the best. So that match, and but definitely, if you want to catch me, definitely Alternative Wrestling Showcases where you would have found a lot of my matches at currently.
Deidre is a woman of her word. As we were speaking, I got 2 messages at the bottom of my screen. One said, "Here's the promo you wanted," just like that. So, without a doubt, I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, man, I'm telling you, wrestling can be fickle sometimes, man. I mean, have you ever been like to one place and the crowd just went nuts over you, and you went to another place and they sat on their hands, didn't understand your gimmick or just it, and it took a little while for them to warm up to you?
Yeah, I actually did a stint with correct me if I'm wrong, sweetheart. Rocket City Championship Wrestling. They actually had a crossover show with the AIWF and OVW, and I actually participated in a what was it? A bunkhouse brawl match, and I ended up wrestling Derek Mercury. Great talent, great dude.
Right.
And I'd love to get in the ring with him one more time. Him and we had a match, and I remember the fans really didn't gravitate to me right off the rip. I guess just because it was, they never really heard of me because obviously, I think it was my first time in Alabama. But
right.
Then it was like Barry, the promoter there, he was like, "I'm going to give you one more shot to go out there and show what you can do." And surprisingly, the moment I came through that curtain, those fans lost their ever-loving mind because it was like I'm in the ring with all these dudes that's well over 200 pounds. And I think at the time I was like 185 at the most. And I'm hanging with these big dudes. And I loved every minute of it. Every minute of it. And I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I think Rocket City, it changed my life when it came down to wrestling in Alabama because, I mean, I think I've wrestled more in Alabama within the last year or so than I think I've wrestled either in North Carolina or Georgia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've got it already downloaded. I've got it already uploaded to the program. I'm going to put a little black behind it because it's recorded in up and down instead of full screen. But we're gonna play your wife's promo right now on hashtag Truth. I can't wait to watch it. So I'm gonna go ahead and black out the back of the screen, and then I'm gonna play her promo. So when we get back on the other side, we'll talk about it and a lot more. So here we go.
In 3 days, your entire world will be turned upside down when the gods clash. In March 28th, at 634 Center Drive in Lincolnton, North Carolina, we will witness warfare and destruction. In 3 days, all but one God will remain and be dubbed the God of all gods, Rapid Wrestling's heavyweight champion. A sneak peek as to the devastation that awaits our foe. Patiently awaiting my command, eager to do my bidding. When I demand suffering, he bestows me despair. When I demand savagery, he bestows me brutality. I demand annihilation. That is exactly what I get. So if I demand the head of Amp Dominic, God of the Milky Way galaxy, you can imagine what Curtis will bring back. So Mother Havoc cries, "Let slip the God of War." So the clock ticks, Mr. Dominic. Tick, tick, tick. You have 72 hours to get your affairs in order before Curtis Black seeks and destroys you. Victus.
Now that wasn't a current promo, ladies and gentlemen, so don't look at that poster and think, oh my gosh, I got to find that show. No, that was back in the day. But wow, what a promo. That I love. That's a promo I could watch over and over again. I probably will.
Brother, that's the one that got flagged. That got flagged by Facebook, man. Yeah. That was a rough. Well,
I'm so used to getting flagged by Facebook every now and then that it wouldn't bother me if it did. I enjoyed it. So if I get flagged and get taken down, it was well worth it.
Yeah, it was, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I said, I was burning. Believe it or not, for anybody that's thinking that was a fake flame, them flames were hot. Forgive me, hot as hell. Because literally, my legs and my arms were burning bad. I was telling her, like, can you kind of hurry up? I'm burning back here.
That was the longest 2 minutes and 10 seconds of your life, wasn't it?
Yes. The closest thing to hell I think I will probably ever get to.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That is awesome. So this is the part of the show, man, where you tell us where you're going to be in the near future. I know you're going to be at RWF. Is there any other places you're going to be? Let us know about all of them, sir.
Okay, so I'll be at RWF up in Gatlin, Tennessee next Saturday. Then I'll be in Lawrence, South Carolina the week after on the 25th for CMW Evolution. Then I'll be in South Carolina on June 17th, I believe, for 5-Star Pro. And then I'll be heading off to Mexico to wrestle for Monterrey, Mexico, to wrestle for Lucha Libre Norte in October 1st. So okay. I'm definitely looking forward to that trip because it's with the ASWA. So I'm looking forward to that. Definitely.
Wow. So you're booked all the way. You got some shows leading you all the way through October, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is pretty cool. Mr. Lee said he's going to be up there at RWF, so you might
Wow.
get to meet him up there.
Yes,
So,
sir.
there you go. That'll be terrific. Thank you, Mr. Lee, for showing up. Deidre, while I know you're still watching, well, you're going to watch the whole thing. It's your hubby. I mean, if you didn't, that'd be a shame. But I'm having Women's Month next month for hashtag Truth. I still have a few openings. I would love to have you on one of my shows. So please hit me up after the show and let's set a date because I would love to have you on. And we can replay that promo because I really want to watch it again. Without a doubt. But man, I remember, I think back the last time I interviewed you, was it you and her together? I believe both of you were.
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember it was because you guys were hot back then. She said, okay, absolutely. Thank you very much. I love it. But you guys were a hot item back then. I mean, when this was back when COVID had hit, the COVID Dome was running, and you were like working for 2 or 3 shows there at the COVID Dome at that time. I mean, it was pretty cool to watch back then. I mean,
Yes, sir.
you've never had a problem getting a gig. I know that much.
No, not at all, man. Yeah, man. She
Uh-oh.
definitely. Sorry, she definitely.
There
made,
you go.
Yeah, she's definitely made. They definitely made it worthwhile.
Right.
And man, like I said, ever since then, man, we have not looked back. I know with our son, she's had to pull back just a little bit, but I think she's given enough push. You know, gave the Curtis Black character enough push to get out here and kind of run amok on my own until she's able to get back.
Right. Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. They always say, and it's true, I don't care what anybody says, behind every good man, there's always a better woman. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't argue with me because you have to deal with her when we get off the air. So you're like
Not that.
Not a doubt in your mind, man. So Junior, Curtis Black Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's a little tight right now, but would you allow him if he wanted to follow in your footsteps in MMA and wrestling? Would you be there to teach him? Would you be there to mentor him? Would you let him do his thing?
Of course, all my babies, man, all of them, man. My youngest daughter, she grew up watching Daddy wrestle. Man, that girl watches WWE, AEW. My son, my oldest son, he's not necessarily a wrestling fan, but he loves the Rough House. But of course, man, if they ever wanted to be in MMA or whatever, definitely I'll let them know that the sky's the limit, man. Because
there you go.
My family, they never ever held me back on anything. My mom was pretty little strict on me wrestling when I was in high school and things like that. But I mean, she never really held me back. She was just always concerned, But my granddad, he definitely was a heavy supporter of just getting out here and just making your own path. And
Right.
And I would always forever be grateful to him for that. God rest his soul. But yeah, I'll definitely support my children in whatever they want to do. Definitely.
Right. I love that. I love to see next generation kids, whether it's girls or boys, go into wrestling and keep the dream alive, man. But the one thing I'm still wrapping my head around MMA and wrestling. I know there's a bunch of guys who have done it. There's a bunch that has made it to WWE that's done it that way. But you told me it was kind of hard for you because when you trained in MMA and then you went to wrestling, you sometimes forgot to hold back or whatever. Was it ever the other way around? Have you ever went from wrestling to going back to doing MMA and you pulled something and made a mistake?
No, it's funny that you mentioned that because I remember there was a time I actually had to pull away from wrestling and just to find out who I really was, because it was two particular characters I think I was that just did not click with fans at all. And I remember I think I was with C4W at the time, and I went by the name Lee Brandon. at that particular time. But in order for that character to be built from the ground up, I actually had to leave Myrtle Beach and come back to North Carolina and get back to my roots. So when I actually came back as Lee Brandon, it was almost second nature to go back and just really train in MMA, because then when I came back as Lee Brandon, it wasn't really too much wrestling. It was an MMA style base of wrestling. And yeah, it was a lot of brutality. I didn't mind hardcore matches. I didn't mind trying to, do figure four leg locks around guys. Around ring posts and things of that nature. FTR said it the best, no flips, all fists. And that's pretty much what it was when I came back. It was no more high flying moves. It was, let's get down and dirty, and grimy.
Right. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. So I've got to ask you, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but where's the punching bag in your house located?
Punching bag is at the gym, buddy.
Oh, okay. So you don't have one at the house. Okay. Because I could just see Curtis Black getting mad about something. And, just saying, wait a minute, honey, give me 5 minutes, walking into a room with a punching bag and just letting it all out and then coming right back out, with a smile on your face. Do you do that? Do you go to the gym and let off steam when, something's upsetting you or
Yeah, I'll go to the gym and I'll lift weights and do those things. But like, if it's ever that level of aggression that I have to get out, man, I'll pull out the 6 ounce, man. I'll go actually punch a tree until it's out.
Okay. Don't even wait for the gym. Just go out and find a good oak, huh?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So have you ever got into it with the wife over there, and the wife had to roll you up in some kind of wrestling hold? And
No.
I have to ask.
No,
because I can just see you smart mouthing, and all of a sudden, okay, you got to go to sleep. I know wrestling moves too,
I put it this way. There's been a few times I've had to probably sleep with one eye open. I think it was at least one time I know I slept with one eye open. It's just kind of.
We've all done that, brother. We've all done that. Trust me, we've all done that. It ain't just you. We've all had to do that. I had to ask, man. I'm just having fun. That's all. But
yeah, it's me. Huh?
So let me ask you. Is she within throwing distance?
No.
Oh, okay. So she's in another room. Okay, so I could get out a question. No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that to you, man. Now she's gonna come out and get within throwing distance. Trust me. She'll be like, "What's he talking about on there?" I just gotta mess with you a little bit, man.
It's all love, brother. It's all love.
So I'm gonna go ahead and ask the big question. Which do you like better, man? Wrestling or MMA? If you had to choose one or the other, which would it be?
Wrestling.
Wow. Okay.
Wrestling, I have to say, has changed my life in more ways than one. Just because it's the traveling. I dig the traveling, man. Being out, like I said, getting out here, being able to, blaze my own path, especially when there were those who said that I wouldn't amount to anything. It's that proving ground. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can watch. It's like, sit back and just watch me work.
Right.
And with MMA, I think everybody does it, at some point in time, whether, you're a kickboxer, like with me, it was amateur wrestling, kickboxing. That was my main discipline.
Right.
But everybody tries to do it. Not everybody tries to do professional wrestling because for whatever reason. But, when it came down to professional wrestling, there is a proving ground because there are just those naysayers that will tell you to stop and don't believe in you, it's.
And believe it or not, there's more of those than there are people pushing people.
Exactly. So it's like, for those naysayers that that didn't think that I would amount to anything, just sit back and just keep watching, because I'm just getting started. And the bad thing about it is you're talking to somebody who has a bad heart. Whether I have a bad heart, good heart, no heart, dude, I'm gonna get out here and I'm still gonna make it work, man. And for me, man, this is my last run, man. I'm actually coming out of retirement, believe it or not. So yeah, I have a lot to prove within a short amount of time.
There you go, without a doubt. Well, I love it, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, sir. I appreciate you and Ms. Deidre answering all the questions we've had tonight. But it is always a pleasure having you on. And I want to thank you for helping me, man. When I started doing my bookings earlier last week, you hooked me up with a lot of great wrestlers, man. I appreciate your help.
No problem, man. That's the best thing about traveling, man. Much as I do now, man, there's so many good guys out here that people you would never even think about. Like there's a Christian Valor, you know, I know he's probably watching. Brother, we're definitely gonna have our match. Derek Mercury, like I said, I will definitely get in the ring with him. Tyrese, Roma, you know, that's just to name a few. And man, Christian Pierce, that's another guy who I would love to be in the ring with. It's just so many guys out here now, man, that I would love to, you know, just from the traveling, man, that I would just love to get in the ring with either one more time or just step in the ring just to see where I'm at, man.
There you go, without a doubt, man. TJ Joe said that Curtis Black is a god. That's what I'm talking about. There you go.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Hey, it's awesome when your peers, you know, have good things to say about you. And I've every time I've talked to you, man, the one thing that I like about talking to you is you're like me, man. You're gonna push other people above yourself sometimes by, you know, putting them out there in the spotlight. And I appreciate you bringing all these wrestlers to be put out on the spotlight on #Truth. That has nothing to do with my show. I just like pushing the people and getting them out there. And with guys like you helping me do it, man, we're gonna bring wrestling to another level, man. And I appreciate your help.
No problem, brother. No problem.
That's the way we do, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Well, that is it. #Truth is going to be signing out. We'll be back Monday with another great episode, man. I am booked all the way through July, except for a few openings in July. I'm doing a women's month. So if you're a woman promoter, referee, manager, valet, if you want to call yourself that, I try not to mix words like that, but whatever you want to call yourself, if you're a woman and you're involved in professional wrestling, give me a holler. I want you on #Truth without a doubt. And we're going to have a great time. Mr. Curtis Black, again, thank you very much for being on #Truth, man.
Man, thank you for having me, brother. Thank you.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. All right, guys, we will see you next Monday. Don't forget to go check out Curtis Black. He told you earlier in the show where you can find his wrestling matches. He's going to be at RWF coming up next month, along with a lot of other places. If you're just now tuning in, go back, listen to all the places he's going to be. You won't regret it. He's a great wrestler, a great guy, and I'm proud to call him my friend. And that is the #Truth. That's it.